Good afternoon. Welcome to the KTH 910 a.m. Interview of the Week. We are glad you are listening, and if you tune into this program regularly, you know that we talk about a lot of important events and news and things that are going on right here in North Texas. If it's local and it's Catholic, we want to talk about it, and we also appreciate suggestions for this program. You can email me at davepalmer@grnonline.com. Michael Blest is our producer, and our guest is Rick Self. Rick is the conference leader for a wonderful event that has happened every year for the last 4 years and going into the 5th year now. Next year, it's called the North Texas Catholic Men's Conference, and I've been blessed to go to every single one of them. And as long as I am walking this earth, I'm going to go to all the ones in the future as well. The 5th one is coming up next year, and we are ahead of the game, or they're ahead of the game in preparing for it. They already have all the speakers set up and the venue. It's going to be Saturday, April 23rd, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and the location is St. Francis of Assisi Catholic Church in Grapevine, Texas. And all men are invited. This is a men's event and have a lot to talk about. So first of all, let me introduce Rick Self. He is a parishioner of Good Shepherd Parish in Colleyville, where he and his wife and children attend, and he's, as I mentioned, the conference leader. So Rick, thanks for joining us. Good afternoon.
Hi Dave, thanks for having us on. We really appreciate this call out for us. You know, we got an early start this year on this conference, and we wanted to get it out on October 1st. That was our Save the Date day.
Mm-hmm.
So
now, yeah, and it's interesting because this is when we're recording this. It may not be when we play it back, but we're recording it on October 1st, St. Therese of Lisieux, feast day, Patroness of Missionaries. Is that the tie-in, or is it just October 1st because it's a good date?
Just a good date. But St. Therese is a great reason to have that date.
Yeah, because she said she's going to spend her heaven doing work on earth.
That's
so
right.
We asked for her intercession, and anyways, let me read something off the website. Then I want you to comment on overall the kind of purpose and meaning of the men's conference, how it's been going for the last 4 years, going into the 5th one now. It says here, website, by the way, ntxcmc.org, as in North Texas Catholic Men's Conference, ntxcmc.org. It says the North Texas Catholic Men's Conference is an annual gathering of Catholic men, which is coordinated by a nonprofit lay ministry known as the Catholic Brothers for Christ, with the following goals: to motivate all Catholic men to build up the body of Christ by uniting as brothers, being a living witness of the gospel in all areas of their lives, and facilitating faith-building programs in their communities. When we talk about that first, it's really not about this event in itself. It's about perhaps what happens after the event, right?
That's correct. In fact, the event is just a once-a-year thing that keeps people motivated, right? So, you know, our group is dedicated to getting people, especially men, to have fellowship together, to get involved on a regular basis, on a weekly basis. In fact, for instance, at Good Shepherd, we have Rosary and Discipleship every Saturday morning at 7 o'clock, and 50 or 60 guys show up, and we pray Rosary, and then we talk about, you know, the items of the day, whatever that may be. We may go over a Father Larry Richards video, or we may do this or that. But the idea is to keep us all motivated, keep us all, you know, accountable to our actions, and the way you do that is in fellowship with other men. So
such a great thing, you know. I don't know when it started. I sometimes think it may have been the Promise Keepers events, you know, decades ago, which our Protestant brothers and sisters started. But then it seems like in the last 2-3 decades, there's been a lot of outreach for men, you know, authentic male Christian spirituality, and not only, you know, going in the closet and praying as a man, but fellowship, like you're talking about,
Right.
getting together, encouraging, you know, what is it, iron sharpens iron.
that's right. That was a theme of our conference last year. So, you know, the more we can do that, the more, you know, we stay involved. We're better fathers, we're better husbands. You know, we spread the gospel. And I mean, that's what the mission of the church is, to spread the gospel.
Mm-hmm. I've never met a wife yet that says, gosh, my husband, you know, I just don't want him going to those fellowship meetings with other men and growing in his faith.
Right,
because,
right.
you know, then he comes home and, you know, hopefully he's a better father and husband, and, you know, she sees the difference and the kids do as well. All right, another goal of the conference: create ongoing partnership with the bishops and priests in the DFW diocese.
Yeah, that's what we've done. We're trying to do that. We've got a really great relationship with the Diocese of Fort Worth, Bishop Michael Olson is in support of our mission and evangelization, and we get involved with our local priest, and it's just a great partnership.
So. Third one and last one here: promote collaboration with other Catholic organizations with an emphasis on men's spiritual needs. I know as being one of those groups, you guys have done such a fabulous job in supporting us, and I think it's reciprocal as well. But you've done a great job. What are the other groups that you're working with?
Well, this group came from people who went to Acts and church retreats, right? So you go to these retreats and you get on fire, and then you need something else to keep it going, and that's kind of how this group started. Kevin Christensen and Joey Asag, they had a vision for keeping that flame going, and that's what this meant. That's how the men's conference started, and again, we go back to the groups like Rosary and Discipleship, This Man Is You, or whatever type ongoing meeting that we do. That's what keeps the fire going.
Yeah, we're talking about the North Texas Catholic Men's Conference, Saturday, April 23rd. And I know you're listening to this and you're thinking, my goodness, that's months away. But that's the whole point. That's one of the things that Rick Self, our guest, is going to talk about, is that we want to encourage you to sign up now, and there's some incentive to do that. Saturday, April 23rd, about 2 weeks after Easter. It's a week after Divine Mercy Sunday, as I think Rick will talk about as well. 8 to 6 that day, and the website again, ntxcmc.org. Let's talk about the theme of it. You mentioned last year, Iron Sharpens Iron. This year, the theme, Mercy and Virtue, Our Faith in Action.
Yeah, so we got our inspiration for this theme basically from Pope Francis, right? Yeah. The Holy Year of Mercy. So we want to be able to live our lives and have the virtues and have mercy come, mercy and love flow out of us. So that's kind of what we're talk about this year. All of our speakers are dedicated to speaking about divine mercy and virtue. So it's gonna be a really it's a great time to be a Catholic, especially after Pope Francis was just here last week, and all his messages were about mercy.
The whole country is talking about Pope Francis and the Catholic Church, and you need to capitalize on that. Let's talk. I mentioned before, I've been to all of them, and you've had some outstanding speakers, and it's hard enough because we have an event every summer and we get one speaker, and you've got to get 4 or 5 of them, and I know that's not easy to do. Bishop Olson is going to do the blessing and the welcome like he did last year, so he's directly involved in this, isn't he?
That's right. Yeah, he's going to open up our conference again, and he's going to stay as long as he can and participate in the conference. He really enjoyed it last year. In fact, we have him going. We're going to do a retreat here in a few weeks, and he's going to be involved with that as well, just for our leadership team.
Oh, so good.
Very excited about that. We have Father Wade Menezes. He's a Fathers of Mercy priest. He's a retreat master, and he's on EWTN all the time. He's a great motivational speaker.
Yeah.
We're very looking forward to having him there.
He's outstanding.
Yes.
And also, he's on Catholic radio all the time with the Fathers of Mercy. So obviously the tie-in, the theme's mercy, and you think, oh gosh, which priest are we going to get? Well, let's get a Father of Mercy.
That's right.
And you had Father Bill Casey, was it last year or 2 years ago?
Yes, 2 years ago.
Yeah, so you've had the Fathers of Mercy on before. So yeah, Father Wade, just so clear and so concise, and I love his preaching style because it's almost like textbook preaching, and everything is just solid as a rock. So, all right, Father Wade Menezes is one of the speakers, and then Vinnie Flynn. And I know you and I are not real familiar with him. Yeah. I've heard his name, author of 7 Secrets of Divine Mercy.
Yeah, his specialty is the Divine Mercy Chaplet. Yeah. In fact, he sings the Divine Mercy Chaplet as well. He's an author. He's written many books on Mary, on the sacraments, on the Father's love and things like that. So we're very excited to have him. I think he will inspire them, and especially with Divine Mercy. In fact, this year we're also going to pray the Divine Mercy Chaplet during our conference. So So,
I was just thinking, all the kids who are listening right now, encourage your dad to go because he's going to come back more merciful after
right.
after
That's
this
right.
after this event. Okay, third speaker, Jared Zimmerer. He wrote a book called Man Up. I've had him in studio here before. He's a little bigger and more muscular than you, Rick. I
Yeah.
think it's, and me too.
It's a little intimidating, actually.
Yeah, he's a bodybuilder,
Yes.
and he also wrote a book called the Ten Commandments of Bodybuilding.
Right.
And so, yeah, this is a guy he works at St. Francis of Grapevine. And what do you know about him?
Well, I just know his whole thing is about keeping his body healthy and virtue, Catholic virtues. I mean, who doesn't need to take care of their bodies and virtue? I mean, so he's a young guy. He's involved at St. Francis. He's real excited to have us there, and we're really happy to have him as a speaker this year. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Jared Zimmer, Father Wade Menezes, and Vinnie Flynn. I think, let's see. Oh, and the other big change for this year is the music. Last year, you had the event at the Hearst Convention Center, and there was, as you had described to me before the interview, there was kind of like piped-in music. And this year, going back to live music, and a great artist that's going to be leading it.
Yeah, Curtis Stevens is fantastic. He's a national Catholic recording artist.
Yeah.
So he's going to be there all day, and he's going to lead our praise and worship throughout the day, and he'll do music during adoration. He'll do music for our mass. So we're very excited to have him. And he's really a step up for music that we've had before.
And he's also a local guy, as is Jared Zimmer, as we mentioned. Curtis is the director of music for St. Anne's in Capel, and a OCP artist as well, Catholic composer. Yeah, he's outstanding. So, all right, so the theme is Mercy and Virtue, Our Faith in Action. We're talking about the North Texas Catholic Men's Conference next April 23rd, Saturday. But, time flies.
That's
you may
right.
think, it's so far away, but we're going to encourage you to sign up early by the end of the year. Let's go ahead and talk about that. What is the incentive and the reason why that's important?
Well, last year we had a great conference last year. We had over 750 men. The problem is we had 500 of those men sign up about 2 weeks before the actual conference. So this year we've decided to put a really good incentive to sign up early. So if you sign up before December 31st, it's 2 people for $49.
Yeah.
So basically less than $25 each. So I'm encouraging people, even if you don't have a buddy yet, just go ahead and sign up for the 2, and then invite somebody later on down the road and bring them with you to the conference.
Or get 4. I mean, you can get 4 for what, $98.
That's right.
Invite 3. I don't know if you can do that. Can you?
Yeah,
multiple
sure.
ones?
You can
Okay.
do multiple ones. Yes.
Okay, all right. And so 2 for $49 up until December 31st. If you don't buy 2, they're each going to be $30 if you only buy an individual ticket. But it's kind of like the HOV lane. Get somebody in your car, go with you. Why drive alone? So go ahead and buy 2. And as Rick said, even if you don't know exactly who you're going to invite, you're going to have that ticket there. So when you talk to somebody in church, you can say, hey, I got a ticket for you to the men's conference. So go ahead and do that. And the location has changed. I mentioned you were in Hearst, and this
year we're in Grapevine. So we're even more centrally located than we were last year. And St. Francis is hosting the event. So, but I should mention our website, ntxcmc.org. So go sign up on that, ntxcmc.org, especially, get that buddy pricing and register as quick as you can. But
All right, ntxcmc.org. It's the North Texas Catholic Men's Conference, Saturday, April 23rd, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. St. Francis of Assisi Catholic Church, 861 Wildwood Lane in Grapevine, Texas. And let's see, we talked about the speakers, the music, praise and worship. There's also going to be a chance for sacraments. There's going to be the sacrifice of the Mass. I assume Father Wade will be celebrating Mass, and also reconciliation. Will that be offered as well?
Yes. So what we will do is we'll pray the Rosary in the Divine Mercy Chaplet and have Eucharistic adoration. We will also have reconciliation like we did last year. And then we will celebrate the Mass. Actually, Father Flynn is also going to help us with that as well.
Yeah.
So so that's the activity, the sacraments, and we're gonna have 15 to 20 priests there for reconciliation. So really encourage men to come and celebrate all those sacraments with us, and it's going to be a great time. So.
Yeah. I want to speak to the guys. I know, you said that 500 people signed up in the last couple of weeks, and I know, and praise be God for that, but I know as guys, we sometimes really have to be motivated by something in order to get us off our duffs on a Saturday. We might be working around the house or mowing the yard. There's a lot of other good things we could do. But I just want to maybe speak about the impact that this event has had on you. I can give my own testimony and other men that you've heard of in the past 4 years that might motivate the men to say, well, this is important.
Well, I went to my first conference about 4 years. I think I went to the second year conference, and I was just totally blown away by the speakers, just by seeing the other 700 men at Prince of Peace at that time that were just in fellowship, and it was just a great motivator for me. I mean, I want to do these on a regular, every couple of months if we can,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it really changes your life. I know we changed people's lives last year because we hear about it. We had a couple people that have gone to CHIRP because of that, our CHIRP retreat or ACTS retreat because of this conference. It just kind of wakes you up. And so, I'm just encouraging anybody, any man. You don't even have to be a Catholic. You can come to this conference and just be inspired by these speakers. These guys are going to blow you away.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Protestant brothers and sisters. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're an atheist or a Jew or a Muslim. Come to the conference. And I think you'll get a lot out of it. And, what I would say, Rick, is, I've been to the 4 and have enjoyed them very much. I love the fellowship with men. I just love running into guys that I know, meeting guys I don't know. I also do a retreat every year called Into the Wild, and guys have a chance to get up there and give their personal testimony. And one thing I realize is that most of us, I can't say everybody, most of us are broken in one way or the other. There's a lot of guys addicted to pornography, having marital problems, maybe on the brink of divorce, maybe they, who knows what kind of problems, but they walk around smiling and at work, you just don't know that. And men need men. We have to have a really great relationship with our wives and our kids, but that man-to-man relationship is really important, and I think a lot of men are out there needing that, and maybe that's what that second ticket's for, is you find a guy who needs to be there and say, hey, I already got your ticket. It's paid for, and come to the April 23rd with me.
Right. Totally agree. And the other thing is, it's an all-day event. We're going to have food for them as well. So that $49 includes breakfast and lunch, and served by the Knights of Columbus, which is a first for us this year. We've got the Knights of Columbus backing us up at St. Francis, so we're really looking forward to that. And it's a great event. Wives, sign up your husbands, go to the website and sign them up, and try to get them there. And we look forward to having everybody there.
Mm-hmm. All right. Rick Self is my guest. He's from Good Shepherd Parish in Colleyville. There's men on the committee from both the Dallas and the Fort Worth Diocese. The theme is Mercy and Virtue, Our Faith in Action, and all in the Holy Year of Mercy as called for by our Holy Father Pope Francis. Again, it's going to be Saturday, April 23rd from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. New location, St. Francis of Assisi Catholic Church in Grapevine. And, people remember, I think the first 3 were at Prince of Peace in Plano, right? And then you moved to Hearst, and so it's kind of, moving around a little bit, but now you're coming back east a little bit, closer to the Dallas Diocese. And
I think that's important because, people from the outskirts of town may not have come all the way over to Hearst from last year, but we think Grapevine's a great central location, and it's just, it's good for everyone, so.
All right, let's see, 2 for $49 up until December 31st. After the new year, we'll do another interview, and we'll kind of update on what's going on. The tickets are online for sale right now. They can get them, right?
Yes, you can register today.
Okay, ntxcmc.org, ntxcmc.org. Anything before we finish out? We just got about a minute left, Rick. Anything else you want to say?
I just want to encourage you to come out and sign up early this year because, it helps our planning, but it's, just get a buddy and come to the conference.
Does the church hold 1,000 or?
Yeah, it holds 1,200. We're expecting 1,000. We'll sell it out at 1,000 men. But it's a great day. The speakers are fantastic, and just come on out.
All right, you heard it. Bishop Michael Olson will do the blessing and welcome. The speakers will be Father Wade Menezes from the Fathers of Mercy, Vinnie Flynn, author of 7 Secrets of Divine Mercy, and also Jared Zimmerer from St. Francis Parish in Grapevine, and he's the author of Man Up, and the music will be provided by Curtis Stephen from St. Anne's Parish in Capel. Well, Rick, thanks so much.
Thank you for all your support.
We'll play this a couple of times, and then we'll have you back at the in the new year and get an update as we get closer to the event on April 23rd. And I do encourage all men to seriously consider doing this. And I don't know how better you could spend that Saturday for the sake of not only yourself but your wife, your kids, and I keep talking about wife and kids. A lot of single men go to this. A lot of priests go to this, don't they?
Oh yeah, a lot of priests.
Everybody will benefit. Okay, thanks a lot, Rick. Good seeing you.
Appreciate
Thanks to Michael Balesta for producing the program under the watchful eye of Diane Xavier back there as well behind the glass. Thanks to you too, and thank you for listening. Again, as I mentioned at the beginning, if you have suggestions for the interview of the week, let me know about it. We want to cover all the things going on in North Texas, in the local Catholic world. You can email me at davepalmer@grnonline.com. God bless you. Have a great weekend.